Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet one of the most successful patent attorneys in America. Her incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, it doesn't get a lot of publicity, but one of the most promising areas of law is in the patent area. You know, think about patents, trademarks, copyrights. There's a reason why you can't go out and recreate the Nike swoosh or the McDonald's M. It's because it's already copyrighted and trademarked. Somebody who knows this very well is my next guest, Wei Wei Jeang. She is with Fulton Jeang. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Very cool. Well, I know that you didn't actually start out as a patent attorney. You were a research engineer.
Absolutely. I started as a research engineer with a computer engineering background. I was working as at Caterpillar in Peoria, Illinois.
Huge company who just moved to Dallas a few years ago. So great company. So how did you get into law from that?
I actually had no idea this area of law even existed. I received a phone call from the patent department at Caterpillar, and they asked me if I wanted to get into this area. They actually would take engineers and put them through law school. So that's how I started learning more about this area of law and decided that this is the way to go.
And it's so critical. I mean, so many companies, they forget to do the basic patent or trademark or copyright, and then later they get in a bunch of trouble.
Absolutely. IP, intellectual property assets, are one of the most important assets a company can own. Patents, of course, and trademarks and copyright. It's more and more important that from the very beginning, a company take stock of what IP they have and take steps to protect it, because if you don't protect it, you're basically saying, come and take it.
Wow, that's fascinating. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. But I want to brag about Wei Wei because she has been on the best lawyers in America's list for at least a decade, maybe longer. And she just was honored again this year. What does that feel like, Wei Wei?
Those accolades all originate from your peers recognizing your accomplishments. So I am so grateful and appreciative of my peers that sometimes, working alongside me in this area of law. So it's humbling, for sure.
Well, and I know you've worked with some big firms and then you went out on your own about a year ago. So let's go ahead and show her website. It is Fulton Jeang. Tell us about the company as we scroll down this website.
We are actually a virtual law firm of 28 lawyers strong. We cover all areas of law, basically most areas of law that a business might need to navigate the legal landscape. Many of the lawyers that we have were former GCs or former partners in big law firms. And so they're very seasoned, proven legal experts in the field.
Well, and I like it that you're virtual so that your clients aren't paying for your big fancy office.
Absolutely. That's how we can lower our billing rates, and we're very flexible in terms of how we work with our clients. Some are on a subscription basis. We do flat fees and cap fees and fees on a project basis.
Beautiful. So. I want to give you a chance to brag about your dream team. Let's go ahead and put up her team. And as we scroll down, you don't have to name every one of them, but tell us about the commonality. What qualities are you looking for?
We have a no a-hole policy.
That's
so
important.
Everyone We have no divas, and everyone's very kind and very easy to work with, very personable, almost feels like family to us. And all of them are experts in their field. Like I said before, they were seasoned lawyers to begin with, and they found that this is the best way for them to practice law at this stage of their career.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your success. And I want you to talk about one of your favorite clients.
Well, I thought I mentioned a client that I will be featuring in our podcast to be taped here in your studios.
We're honored to have you.
Her company name is Oh My Ma Jeang.
Okay.
And she features a variety of mahjong related products, and they're beautifully manufactured and quality products. So when she first came to me, actually I had worked with her husband who has a software company. So I had helped him with patenting software. And she came to me with this new concept of making mahjong. So they're a little bit different from the traditional. If you look at the tile design, they're different designs on her tiles. Very beautifully done. We helped her protect her tile designs, copyright, and of course trademarks. That she's always coming up with trademarks, new brands, and also we helped to successfully defend her in a trademark and copyright infringement assertion allegation. So
Wow.
yes,
Well, congratulations on that.
all in the span of 2 years that we have represented her.
And these days, I mean, anybody can sue anybody for anything, and so you really do need to have somebody like Wei Wei in your corner, especially if somebody is challenging you. I see some of these stories that are on the news where like the Starbucks logo and some coffee shop in Denver creates a logo that also has a siren on it, and now Starbucks is suing this little coffee shop. I mean,
Right.
Are those the kinds of things that you deal with?
Absolutely, and we actually work with a company that create brands for their clients. So before they make recommendations to their clients, we help to vet those candidates for them before they actually present them to their clients. So because you really have to do the homework to make sure you will not infringe someone else's brand, because you certainly don't want to launch a business and immediately have a cease and desist letter delivered to you.
Or you're doing it for several years, you've built up a customer base, and suddenly you have to change your name. So we're going to talk about your podcast here in a minute, but I want to brag about Wei Wei. She's on a lot of podcasts. We've got some video of her on a podcast. I want to say this is about a year ago. You have the heart of a teacher, don't you? You like to educate.
Absolutely. And even clients that come to me that have never been through the patent or trademark process before, I want to arm them with knowledge, because they then understand what they're going through, and they can be better informed with their decisions when they have to make those decisions down on that path.
Outstanding. Okay, now without further ado, let's talk about your podcast. The podcast is called Rockstar Launcher. Launcher, okay.
Yes, it's the Rockstar, of course, are our clients and also our lawyers.
I love it.
So it's double to feature both the lawyers that represent the client and also the client themselves. We want to really feature the clients that have successfully built their business, launched their business with the help of our lawyers, who are rock stars.
I love it. What a brilliant name for a show. And I know you've taped one episode with us. You're about to tape your second one. And then at some point we release these to the public.
Yes, we're so pleased to find your studio and production team that help us every step of the way, because we've never done this before.
Well, we love to work with rock stars. Okay, so in the final minute or so, Wei Wei, look into that camera on the left and talk to the person who might need to visit with you. Maybe it's a business owner who's never even asked the question, are we protected?
So when it comes to assets like intellectual property, you really need to take steps to protect it. Otherwise, you are basically saying, come and take it from me. It's free for you to take. So you really have to put your arms around it and lock it down before you step into the business, and really have a good legal team on your side to help you navigate all of that.
Outstanding. Well, you've been an amazing guest, and thank you so much for doing your podcast with our network. We're going to end with the website, which is fultonjeang.com. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Wei Wei.
Thank you. This has been fun.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.